Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for Thursday, February 27th, 2014. I'm Astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Well, I hope you join me tomorrow to my live event, the March 2014 webinar. This is 2 hours of me going deep into March, going to talk about everything in an easy way for you to understand. It's got slides, it's got pictures. It's super fun. Live chat room to ask me questions too. We have a hangout in there, and we do a live prayer service where we pray for the month. We send out good intentions. It's an awesome experience. If you want to go deep into March and understand this new portal we're stepping into here, which is a multi-month portal, please join us. The registration link is down below, and I will send you the link before I go to bed tonight. And today, it's all about endings. We have got the moon, which is waning down to a dark moon, which means tomorrow, as the moon will come into Pisces and conjunct the sun and begin anew, we're at this closing. The ending cycle. It's time to close some big doors. This is the closing of karma. This could be closing really extreme amounts of karma, especially as we have been dealing with a Venus retrograde over the last months, and Venus is trying to get out of its shadow period. It's very close, and as it's starting to square Mars, I'd say the universe is really trying to cut off karma in relationships, trying to cut off old, systems that we have been valuing, and getting ready for this really big surge in our lives, which I've been looking at as a capsule. Now, if you've been following me for a while, I've been calling this month Frozen in Time, as slowly and slowly and slowly the universe is freeze-framing your life on a certain story that we're about to set ourselves into, and I would say load the spaceship into, as we are about to take off in a new direction and really leave and close so much of these stories that we have been playing out for long periods of time. And I'm sure that you're starting to feel like there is this new beginning on the horizon, even though it can be really confusing of understanding where it's going. We've got Mercury retrograding, and we've got it going to go stationary here for the next 2-3 days, where it doesn't move. It just basically stops. And then it's going to go forward tomorrow with the new moon. But today's the last day of the official retrograde. So there's a lot of freeze framing. And then on top of that, you've got Mars, which is at a freeze frame. You've got, which it stopped, ready to go retrograde. Then you got Jupiter, it stopped. So both planets of intellect, Jupiter and Mercury, both stopped. So our logical energy it can't figure it all out. The puzzle might be too hard to put together right now in your life. But it's our intuition that's clear, that feels what we know what we want. And that's where we are focusing our energy on. But today, I would say, with a dark of the moon passing over this Mercury retrograde, there are feelings that still need to come out, that need to be shared, that need to close. There's deep understandings emotionally of how we feel electrified and connected, or we feel disconnected, and what are we ready to turn our backs to? And I think a lot of this is clearing so much of the karma in our lives to prepare for this big story. This could be clearing big, powerful relationships as Mars and Venus are starting to make their square at a shadow period spot. This is dark, karmic areas from the past, emotions that are really trying to be cleared here. And with a North Node in Libra, this is how we find our harmony and balance. We've got to take out, our strength, and we have got to move it out of our existence, move things out of our zones. And today, it's not about starting something new. Today's definitely the day that you don't go, start something new or start a new project today. You finish things out. You close things out. This is a big new beginning here on the horizon. Now, I'm not going to talk all about this big portal until tomorrow. And plus, we're doing the webinar if you want to go much deeper into it. But realize that this is a big deal. This is a big shift the universe is about to bridge us into. And so I would be packed up and ready to go, and pack light. Not pack old karma that you want to keep sorting through as we change chapters here in our lives. And I think it's important to see what we can close today. A dark of the moon, especially in Aquarius, can bring out the worst side of our rebellions. It can bring the worst side of our wanting to disconnect. It can bring out the worst side of our needing to have the connection of another too. One thing about Aquarius is it can get caught up into trends. It can get caught up into what everybody else is doing emotionally, and especially with Mercury there. Mercury retrograde in Aquarius wants to check out, well, what is everybody else doing? And looking for every little nook and cranny of how to fix things in our lives. And I think we need to let go of trying to find every ego. We need to let go about, well, what is everybody else going to think? What is everybody else going to do? This is about our own journey. And I think we've made big decisions in our life. I think that we've all come to a place to where it's surrender time. And many religions, whether it's Buddhism or different parts of Hinduism, a day like today and tomorrow coming into this new moon is where they just surrender and they let go. And I think it's in time to get in charge of your life based on really being connected in your inner world. That the outer world has brought us so much as we've got all the planets all peeking out and then going to stop. And we're freezing ourselves on a story that we're ready to incubate correctly. Because what all these planets changing gears are going to do and what this new moon brings to Jupiter is a fantasy to come true. But we've got to almost, it's like bringing something into like a magical, machine and then it like turning it into whatever we want to. We're all bringing our past karma that we've cleared, the new karma we're ready to bring, and we're bringing what challenges we've been through. We're bringing what, identifications of self we want to become. We're bringing forth the emotions we want to feel. We're bringing forth the destinies we want to be on, and we're bringing forth the harmony that we want to find and the kind of relationships we want. And this next period we're coming into is about getting all that and doing it in ways that the universe has to do this special alignment in order for these things to happen. So allow it and don't try to force it. The winds are going to pick up speed and take us in the right directions, but we need to get there first. So today, surrender, let go, and be excited. Be excited. Try to come clear on how you feel, as clear as you can today. But it's not that you must take action, it's that you must bring that with you into this next cycle. And with logic on the worst energy you could ever have, ever, with a Jupiter and Mercury stationary, don't think, it's going to be impossible to figure all this out right now. Impossible. It's like fog on the windows too. We're in Pisces, Neptune's involved, Chiron. The healing taking place with Pluto and Chiron right now is deeper than you can even see right now. There's a healing going on the planet that is so deep. It's almost like we're all stuck in a dream too. It could be that trippy in this period right now. And it can become confusing. And we know we're going, but it's like that fog makes it so like, are we sure we're going the right way? Yes, intuitively close your eyes and feel the road, feel the road. You can feel the path right now. You can feel where it's going to go. You've got to tap into your feelings though. This is what's going to separate the logical people from the emotional people. And to be a good channel, to channel the stars, to channel astrology, to channel psychic awareness, you've got to be tapped into feeling. And then using your logic for what the feeling wants to be described, not your logic trying to understand the feeling. Your feelings must tell the logic what to do with it. And that's the switch that's happening on the planet. That's the switch that's happening in our lives today. And we must surrender to this, because where we're about to go next is to make all this stuff possible. So breathe, allow, and surrender today, and let go, and get excited for your fantasy, and get your perceptions out there. We've got the Sun and Jupiter starting to trine. This is positivity. This is excitement. This is growth. And we're ready to step into that. But are you? Do you believe it? And are you ready to surrender to it? Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com. If you have any questions or if you want to have a one-on-one reading, I hope to see you tomorrow, all at my big webinar, 10 a.m. Pacific. Thank you guys so much for all of your support, and I will see you tomorrow.